Hey everyone, Draco Prime 220 here, and there's something interesting going on with Walt Disney Studios. They are apparently getting a new CEO, but the question is, with a new CEO, can Disney bring back the magic maybe to a degree it once had? Maybe to a degree, but maybe not. Back in the 90s, I was born 92. That was the golden age of Disney, where it really felt like magic. Disney has its ups, Zootopia 2, for example, and lows. A lot of the live action remakes. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I have not watched, except for one, of the live action remakes. Well, actually, correction, I have seen just one, but I saw a clip of another. I'll get to that one in a minute. I actually saw the 2016 Jungle Book, and I actually thought it was pretty good. Good, solid cast. The only cast member I will say that was very underused was Scarlett Johansson as Kaa. I really think she was really underused, and we don't even really know her fate. Like, after Baloo attacked her, we don't know what happened to her, and, yeah, it's kind of up in the air. And weren't we supposed to get a sequel to the 2016 Jungle Book? Wasn't Jon Favreau, saying that he's gonna be doing that or something? I have no idea if it's still happening now, but, yeah, So, yeah, the only one I have seen is the live-action Jungle Book. That one was good. That one was decent. I haven't watched any of the others except for clips of Mufasa. From what I've heard from reviews about the 2019 Lion King, also another correction, I did watch one clip of the 2019 Lion King. I was curious. I think it's safe to say, did they really have to go and touch the Lion King? For real? Did they? Yeah, I get it. Look, I like the fact that they brought back James Earl Jones, rest in peace. That was really good. And how they paid respects to him in Mufasa in the beginning. But for real, did they really have to go touch Lion King? I keep wanting to say Jungle Book. Sorry about that. I will say, the Lion King's Mufasa's death is a pinch more disturbing, despite the severe lack of emotion. And that's what really also sold me on the original Lion King. The emotion. When you see Mufasa trying to get help from Scar to help him up as he's trying to climb up the ledge, you see that he's scared. You see the terror in his eyes and desperation. He's like, "Brother, help me!" And Scar's just standing above him, just giving this careless, nonchalant, careless look. And he then digs his claws into Mufasa's paws and gives this twisted grin on his face, as "Long live the king." And you see the horror in Mufasa's eyes, in those final moments. What is he thinking? Is he thinking he's never going to see his son again? That this was all a trick? Was this what was going to, did Scar plan this? Is my son going to be safe? But the thing is, when he shoves Mufasa off the ledge, you see it from the point of his back, briefly. Then you see, from an above perspective of him falling in, but then it fades to black briefly, then goes to Simba yelling no. I'm sorry. The 2019 version, yes, despite it lacking emotion, is I think it's because it looks too real that it freaks me out. It's almost like the cast and crew drugged the lion, put a CGI face on him, make him look like he talks, and pushed him off. Because, yeah, they show him from an above point of view, but the thing is, they show him from a side profile, and they to me, the original focused on it long enough to get the message across. Here, it looks like they drugged the freaking lion and just dropped him, and they focused on the side view of him falling too long. Like, I was thinking, are they going to show him hitting the ground and getting trampled by the wildebeest? I'm like, that's messed up. At least in the original, it focused on each scene long enough and didn't drag. It was like, this is what's happening, this is what's going to happen, and what's going to happen next. Yeah, I did not watch The Lion King 2019 after that. I'm like, nah, not doing it. Nope. And I have not watched any of the others. Like, I've seen the posters because I'm on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I've seen the posters of all the Disney live action remakes. I have not watched them. Mufasa, I was curious because I saw just a clip. It was the clip where Timon and Pumbaa are showing their point of view of the story, kind of like a Lion King 1.5 scenario where they confront Scar and they were the ones that beat him, which is a bunch of baloney. Timon, Pumbaa, seriously? You beat Scar? Mm-mm. Not in a million lifetimes. Then it shows, like, Kiara, spoilers, Kiara's in the movie, I guess, and she's like, and then you ate him? Like, she gives that look, and actually you see the emotion, like, she's going like this. Like, really? You ate him? You beat him? I will admit, it looked like a bit of an improvement, but it kind of had, like, this uncanny feeling, like, they were trying something, it kind of worked in some part, and, like, it kind of worked, but kind of didn't, so I'm like, nah. Yeah, the only one I've seen is Jungle Book 2016. Because that one I liked. It actually was good, you know. I don't know, but I'm really hoping with this new CEO, his name is Josh D'Amaro, I believe. I really hope he can bring some form of magic back to Disney that it had a long time ago. And I really think these live-action remakes kind of rely on too much nostalgia. Like, I get it. I get it, like, to a degree. Like, they want to make a new version of these movies, like they're trying to remake the Renaissance. Like, what made them good in the 90s and years ago. But seriously, you had to touch Snow White, the original, the one that started it all. You just had to go and do that, touch that one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there like a lot of problems going on set? I don't know. I heard there was rumors like of a fire going on set or something. If anyone knows, please tell me if that's true, because if it is, maybe someone's trying to tell you something like, hey, don't touch my baby. I made it. I'm the one that started it. Did it ever dawn on you people that maybe someone up there is trying to say, don't touch it? But that's just my opinion. But, is there hope for Disney? Like, I haven't really been excited for a Disney movie for a while. The only one that really grabbed my attention was Zootopia 2 and Zootopia. I really think those were really good movies. Moana, and once again, Moana's getting a live-action remake. Didn't that come out in 2017? So, let's see. 2017, 2018, 1, 2, 23, 24, 25, 26. Isn't that like 8, 9 years? Not really even a decade? That's recent. Why? Look, I'm not a big corporate boss or anything, but I don't get it. Like, I understand if the movie is super old and, like, maybe it's lost some relevance in nowadays. I get it, you want to remake it, you know, give it to a new generation. I get it, but come on, Disney. Moana was made in 2017, so, really? Did you really have to go and do that? Anyway. Uh, and there's one other thing I really got to bring up about Disney. They did a little short film called it was 100 Years of Disney or something like that. And it had pretty much everyone, almost everyone. Oh, and yeah, Hans got screwed over. Yeah, screw you, Hans, for what you did. You royal schmuck. Oof. Prince Hans really ticked me off in Frozen. He deserved worse than a boom boom to the face, and that's my opinion. But yeah, they had everyone. I will say this: kudos to Disney using unused lines from Robin Williams' Genie, because there's like a little scene, if anyone knows, Olaf kind of falls apart, and you hear Timon saying, "Hey, Frosty, come on!" Nice to hear Nathan Lane playing Timon even for that brief moment. And Olaf's like, "I'm trying to get the finishing touches," and he starts laughing, and then Genie pops out of the drawing and is like, "I haven't seen a fall like that since Rome." And he fixes Olaf and goes, "Much better." Nice that they brought unused lines from Robin Williams as Genie. R.I.P. Robin Williams. We miss you, man. You had such a magic yourself. The laughter and happiness you brought to people, whether in the show, movies, TV shows, well, we miss you, Robin Williams. We miss you. And I know this is very late. This is like my first time actually making this huge amount of videos. So, but if the Robin Williams family sees this, I offer my condolences, and he is missed. And to be honest, I know this is gonna sound cheesy, but we're never gonna have a friend like him again, and that sucks because friends are hard to come by now these days. But anyway, let's get off that topic. Yeah, they had everyone pretty much, both 3D characters like Raya and like Sisu the dragon, also and 2D characters. And why am I bringing this up? If the CEO wants to do right by Disney's studio and stuff, that short film proved that 2D films still can be relevant and still can be made. I think our last 2D film that we ever got was either that Winnie the Pooh film or Princess and the Frog. Keith David, Dr. Facilier, awesome. I'm really hoping we actually see maybe a world of Princess and the Frog and Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm going to get to the Kingdom Hearts here in a bit, because I'll get to that in a minute. But it really shows like 2D films still can be made and still can be relevant. And my personal thing is, how could you please both sides of the fandom? Fans of 2D films and fans of Pixar and CGI. Come on, here's what you can do. You can make a balance, like some 2D films, like maybe 1 or 2 2D films a year or something, and of course you have your Pixar films. For goodness sake, there are still some things like you can do, like, now hear me out, I know this is going to sound weird, but they could do actually some sequels, like an actual sequel to, dare I say it, Bambi. Have a story about when Bambi becomes the prince of the forest and he has a family of his own following his kids. You can make a proper Lion King 3 after the events of Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, and show how Kovu and Kiara have a family, and maybe Kovu's struggling with being the new leader, and maybe the Pride Lands are like, they're a little kind of iffy on it. I don't know. And also, Cinderella has gotten a trilogy. Mulan didn't. Pocahontas didn't. Snow White. Ariel, she got a sequel, Little Mermaid 2, and a prequel, Ariel's Beginning. So I don't know if that considers it to be an actual trilogy, but Cinderella is actually, I think, the only princess that has, well, no, correction. Jasmine has, so 2 princesses have gotten movies where they are featured in a trilogy. But Cinderella, Cinderella 3 mainly, A Twist in Time, that was really good. Like, Lady Tremaine, pardon my language, she was a bitch in the original. And also her two daughters. I can't remember their names, but the one is like green with a bow in her hair, and one is like with a red head with a pink dress. But it's that one who actually gets a character arc where she's not actually all mean, unlike her sister, I'll just call her the green sister. She's just like, let's hit her with the stick, meaning the wand. And Lady Tremaine, don't give a normal human being magic. That is a big no-no, because that's like giving... I don't know, that's like giving Ghostface actual supernatural powers. That just is not good at all. That is a bad thing to do. Because, Lady Tremaine, they actually get a hold of the, wand of the fairy godmother. And Lady Tremaine actually turns back time and reverses Cinderella's happily ever after. And Cinderella has to go through a lot to rectify what Lady Tremaine has done. And Lady Tremaine, you thought she was a bitch in the first one? She's a bitch even more so, 10 times that in this one. And that's because she has freaking magic. But she also steals the show. Like, I love it when villains steal the show. And I just think it's scary just giving an ordinary person a magical powers. That even makes them more dangerous. I won't spoil the whole movie, but that was a good sequel and a good way to close off the trilogy for Cinderella. But I'm going to say this. There's one other sequel that if Disney was ever to go back to doing 2D, here's another one. There was a book. I can't remember when it was made, but I've seen it talked about on YouTube, called Maleficent's Revenge. It's a sequel to, it's like a book sequel to Sleeping Beauty, where on a certain night an eclipse happens, magic spells are reversed, and Maleficent comes back, and it's revealed that she has this dragon amulet, and she's actually able to come back every time she dies or something like that. And she turns all of the kingdom to stone, and Aurora's like, please, take me if you spare my people. And she does. And then she's put back into another deep sleep again. And of course, it ends the same way it did in the original. Prince Philip shows up, fights her as a dragon, beats her, spells broken, you know. But I think that could make a good sequel. And, yeah, I really think... And they could also do some new things, make new 2D films. Not off like a book or a story, you know. They could do something, but you could do a balance. If you do it right, you can make a balance between 2D and 2D films and 3D films. If you do it right, you can please both sides of the fandom and stop having to rely on these live-action remakes. Now, I'm going to bring up some that has been brought up, but nothing has really come up from it. Kingdom Hearts. I'm going to be honest with you right now. I'm a little salty right now with Kingdom Hearts. Okay, I'm just going to go on a small little rant here. Kingdom Hearts 4 was revealed like 3-4 years ago. And we haven't really gotten anything except for a few images. They're just saying, oh, it's going smoothly. Game Awards last year comes around. And, a lot of people are thinking, oh, is it going to get a reveal, like another gameplay trailer, or, what's going to happen? Well, the Muppets, mainly Miss Piggy and Ralph the dog, have a little segment where they sing. And you listen carefully, it's quick and you'll miss it, they mention Kingdom Hearts. And I think a lot of people, myself included, is that we were gonna get maybe some kind of reveal for Kingdom Hearts. Game show continues. Nothing happens. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not trying to be mean to Square Enix or anyone who works on Kingdom Hearts. Why do you reveal something 3-4 years ago and don't reveal anything? You just stay dead silent. That is like, okay, you go to your favorite restaurant. You get an appetizer, a salad, and your main course. Like steak and fries. And you're like, you got your appetizer, let's say bread and mushrooms. They're actually good, by the way. And you get your nice salad. You get your ranch dressing, blue cheese, whatever you want. And you're like, where's my steak? And they're saying, oh, it's coming. And you wait 3 to 4 hours to get this food. 3 to 4 hours when you maybe, let's say you have somewhere you have to be, an appointment, a date, whatever. And you're like, I'm done with this. Waiting 3 to 4 hours for a lousy steak and fries. That is ridiculous. Now, take that scenario. You give us a trailer. You give us little images, but you're not giving us the main course, an actual trailer. Am I asking for a release date? No, but to show us what is going on, that would have been nice. And it's pretty sad that the Muppets bring up the game more than the company is. That's why I'm a little irked right now with Kingdom Hearts, and I'm like, what's the point of revealing something 3-4 years ago if you're barely going to give us anything in the meantime? You want your fans happy. You want you want your game to be profitable. You don't just show something and then 3-4 years of pretty much radio silence. That doesn't make no sense. But, there has been rumors of a Kingdom Hearts series or movie in the works. Nothing has really come of it. This is your chance, Disney. You want some new material? You don't want to fully rely on maybe going back to Disney sequels or anything? Go to Kingdom Hearts. That is a mixture of old and new. That would be perfect for a series or a movie or something. I think more of a series, because trying to put everything in one, like a whole Kingdom Hearts game in one movie would be a bit hard, unless you make it like a little bit over 2 hours long. So there, you can also do that. You can also make a lot, because let's be honest, video game films are doing a lot better now these days. Mortal Kombat, Sonic the Hedgehog, Rampage. Still waiting for a sequel for Rampage, by the way. Hopefully we get that at some point. Yeah, so video game movies are doing a lot better. Also, we're getting a Street Fighter, the movie, so let's see how that does. Let's hope that does good, because we're also getting Mortal Kombat 2, which I'm really excited for. I'm really excited for that one. I'm just a little irritated that it was pushed from last year's release to this year, but it's going to be here soon before you know it. But the only thing I really would like, speaking of video game movies, can we please get an actual Spyro the Dragon movie or something? Like, can we please get something? That would be nice if we did. If we actually got a legit Spyro the Dragon film. Because Spyro and Cinder have already made it to the small screen on Netflix, mainly Skylanders Academy. So if it can be done once, it can be done again. But anyway, with this new CEO, maybe he can do a balance of things. A balance of 2D, a balance of 3D Pixar films. Disney has had a lot of highs, but and a lot of lows. If you try and bring it back to the magic that it once had, do it not just for yourselves, but do it for the man who started everything. This is just a video about how hopefully this is how they'll do it, but a hope and a reality are two different things. So let's just hope for the best with this new CEO. Maybe he can bring Disney to some form of greatness that it was remembered for. I'm not saying to its full extent of greatness, but make it like, hey, it's trying to make a comeback. We can respect that, But, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoy the video, like and subscribe. And this is Draco Prime 220 signing off.